Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Caleb Baccus. I am a black belt in sumo. I've been doing it for years, and I do a podcast called Talking in Sumo and Lone Talking.
Talking in sumo. What got you into sumo?
Okay, so the year was 1992. NWA was starting to break up. I was getting into junior high, and I was a giant kid. Not as big as I am now, but I was a giant kid, and people made fun of me a lot. And then I watched SportsCenter every freaking day.
Yeah.
And SportsCenter back in 1992 started showing clips of an American kicking the crap out of Japanese guys and about to become a Yokozuna. Because in 93, if you don't know, the first foreigner, Akebono, became a Yokozuna. I started watching it, and I was like, I love this sport. Because I grew up on football. I had a dad who was a football coach.
Yeah.
And he was football coach in track and field. And so I loved to watch a martial art that was martial arts, but kind of playing football at the same time.
Yeah.
So I watched it off and on since then. I dropped a little bit during the Mongolian era because all the guys I loved, Akebono, Musashi Maru, the Hanu brothers, all of them like left, and it just felt empty to me. It was hard enough to find anyway because there was no like until recently, until about 4 or 5 years ago, I never watched every day.
Yeah.
You would watch day 15 or day 13 or
miscellaneous day on ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN2.
If they truly let it go through, and it was a part of the game.
Yeah, it was all you got. And if you told me back then that I could watch 15 days in a row, it made everything different. Because I watched an amazing tournament. I think it was 1998. Yes, it was. I graduated that year. There was a 5-way tie. It was a 5-way tie.
Who was it?
I can't remember everybody. Wakano Hana was in there. Musashi Maru was in there. He won the whole thing. Akebono was in there.
Okay.
And they had to like have a weird way to break it down. It's the only one I've ever seen. 5 guys had 11 wins. And but I watched that last day. Think how exciting that would have been if I got to watch the full 15 days up until that. Oh, I love the internet right now.
Speaking of that, remember Midori Fuji and his crazy run?
Yeah.
I mean, if we would have just watched day 15, we'd been like, what the fuck? We don't care.
We don't care. It makes a huge difference. Like, I used to really like the guys who were the big guys, the Yokozuna guys and the Ozeki guys. And I remember them from my youth. I can't tell you all the other guys right now because you didn't watch them every day. So you were just kind of like interested in those guys who were about to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
It changed everything in watching sumo for me. And then, it made me work harder in sumo too. And that's awesome because I love doing sumo.
What keeps you in sumo? I mean, it's pretty demanding.
It is.
It's still kind of niche. We have to kind of search for it. To compete in it, you have to travel, which then adds in extra expenses.
Yeah.
So it's really a love. You have to have a love for the sport.
I can go on for hours, so I'm trying to put this shortly. A, getting older, it helps my knees and my back survive. That sounds crazy, but all the muscles that you work out, the main muscles you work out in sumo are your legs and your glutes, which support your back, and your thighs and your calves support your knees. It hurts less when I do it. Because we don't do it every day like professionals, so It doesn't kick the shit out of us much. That's 1. 2, I'm competitive as hell, even though I don't seem like it because I'm really nice to everybody. And 3, I set goals for myself, and I have a hard time stopping until I reach them. There's some that I'm sitting there going, hey, I probably won't get this one. I really was hoping to make a world's team. I did not make it to Alabama like you did. So I was like, okay, that's probably not going to happen now. I'm in my mid-40s. But I have a chance this year to get Texas State Championship. That was one of my things. I get gold at a big tournament. That's another one.
Yeah.
And I just have a hard time stopping. I also would love to get a 4th or 5th degree black belt, which would be awesome because anything after 3rd degree, you have to go to Japan and get their permission.
Oh, that's rad.
Well, yeah. Tom kept going for another 3 years, even though he wanted to retire, because he wanted to get that 4th degree. Because he got his 1st degree in Japan. Tom is my sensei. Tom Zabel. He literally wrote the book. Look him up.
Great book.
So
plug right here.
He went on for a few more years because once you stop competing, you really can't do it anymore. like go up in the Dan rankings because like you're in other martial arts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other martial arts, when they do belt testing stuff, you usually do a bunch of activities to show that you can do that.
Right.
We don't do it like that. We do verbalage and teaching during the test. The physical stuff you're expected to do at tournaments.
Right.
So 6 months leading up to your belt test, you used to have at least one tournament, and that's where you get your physical stuff to pass the test.
So a big thing in like judo is once you get to about third degree, that's all you can do. Like as far as as a competitor.
Oh.
From there, it's all about what you get back. So then you have to start running tournaments. You got to start doing seminars. You got to start developing champions. You have to give back, and I think that's important.
Yeah, sumo is like that too. Because the way he got to the fourth degree, that's why he wrote that book he wrote. Well, he wanted to do it too.
Right.
But that was the thing that he could tell. I did this to spread sumo and to teach sumo. I wrote this book in English so people can learn sumo. I work on lots of videos. You might have seen them called Sumo Skills on YouTube. One of the reasons I'm doing that is at one point I want to point back, look, people can go there and learn exercises in sumo very easily. And that's a big part of going higher too. So, and that's I think it's Japanese like martial arts thing, like give back.
Right.
So it works out really well for us.
Or who is your favorite amateur sumo?
Favorite amateur?
You can just pick one. I know you're gonna be like, I have a long list of.
I have a long list.
People that
I'm
love
going to
this.
say this.
Maybe the most influential.
It's not influential. Just me and Justin Kizzard have a rivalry that I can't explain to people unless they've had it before. We don't hate each other, but we do not want to give each other any ground whatsoever.
Of course.
And it feels fantastic. And it's one of those things where you lose like, but you're also like, okay, but my friend won. And it makes us both like a lot better. And I have a lot of good rivalries, like Kyle and I'm starting to get one with Hayden. And
but Justin's your man.
Justin, my man, you know, I wrestled you. The reason why I wrestled you so well.
Oh, I know.
Because Jay was like, how'd I get beat by you? Because you beat Jay today. You know how and he just started. And I was like, I grew up. I did sumo with Justin. That's how I learned. I learned to fight small, fast guys. You've been wrestling me. You're better at heavyweights than I am now already. So yeah, Justin. It's gotta be Justin Kizzard. It's gotta be. That's my rival. That's my favorite sumo wrestler.
Who's your favorite professional?
All time, it's Akibon. He's the guy who got me into sumo. Plus, physical beasts like that just don't come around. Guys who are 6'8", 500 pounds that can move like that.
Right.
Right now, my favorite is Takesho.
Because,
I love underdogs, and he shouldn't be an underdog, but the English-speaking world doesn't like him for some reason, even though he's very popular in Japan.
Right.
I think it's because outside Japan, they think of sumo as wrestling and grappling and stuff, which it is. But in Japan, when you're taught it at a young age, it's all about hitting, pushing at top first. They don't go here for a long time. So the kids that did sumo younger and are fans now, that's how he wrestles, and they get excited about that. And who can do that? Everybody's like, well, he loses when he gets to his belt. How often have you seen people get to his belt?
It's true.
Like what? Like maybe once a tournament. No, not even that. Once every 2 or 3 tournaments, you see someone get his belt. Golly, that's amazing. I can't do that. Can you? Can you keep someone off your belt who wants to get to it that easily? No. Yeah, he's so talented. Jesus. There's no better community than sumo. I promise you that. You will get more support in whatever thing you want to learn. You want to learn martial arts, you want to get in shape, you want to compete. You'll get more support than anything else you've ever done. That's the American sumo community. Please give it a shot.
Beautiful. You're the man.